What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. We here. We are here. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock on the dot, and your boy is right chair, where I'm supposed to be this morning. The Impact Builder coming to you on this Greatness Thursday. This is what I call Thursdays. Thursdays is for greatness. Thursday is for those entrepreneurs. Thursday is for those leaders that are great. Not that we're not great every day, but specifically on Thursday, I like to kind of set apart those who are great. Greatness doesn't rest. Greatness does not take a day off. But on Thursday, we focus in on those things that make those people who we consider to be great, those people that we think are great, whether it be entrepreneurs, leaders, those that we kind of are mentors that we look up to that have done great and phenomenal things. I like to acknowledge them and give them a shout out. So welcome to the brand new suite. Yeah, it's the brand new suite. Hey, Doc, good morning. Have a great day. Y'all see I'm outside today, right? Because the weather is chilly right now, but it's still good walking. It's good walking weather. It's great walking weather. So get out, get some fresh air, get that vitamin D in. It's supposed to be in the 70s here today, so it's going to be a pretty nice day. So great fall day to be able to get outside, take that walk for lunch, or take that walk during the day sometime, and get those steps in, get that exercise in, all of those things, and drink more water. I know y'all know the commercial with Chick-fil-A that says eat more chicken. Well, mine is drink more water. You hear that, Coach Marcy? I said drink more water. I'm doing it, Coach. I'm doing it. Drink more water. So let's get going, because I'm not gonna be long today, y'all. But I had to get this in. Y'all know what we've been doing all this week. We've been talking about be uncommon. As entrepreneurs, as leaders, you're not common. You're not average. You're not mediocre. You are uncommon. That means you're not like everybody else. You're not the average person. You're not the common person that everybody sees, and all of those things. You stand out. As an entrepreneur, as a leader, you stand out. So we've been talking about be uncommon this weekend, and I've been talking about five ways that leaders and entrepreneurs are uncommon. So we talked about Monday, having the curiosity mindset. We're always curious about things, and what makes this do this, what makes this do that. So we're always curious. Then as an entrepreneur, as a leader, you're always you're willing to experiment. You're willing to do things, to figure things out, and not do things like everybody else. It's Think Different Thursday. Greatness Thursday, but also Think Different Thursday. As entrepreneurs, we don't think like everybody else. So experimenting is one of the ways that we're able to discover things. Do you know how many businesses and how many inventions that we wouldn't have if those that created them didn't have the willingness to experiment? Think about it. Think about how many things that we would not have if they weren't willing to experiment. So we've got to be willing to experiment. We've got to be curious. We've got to be willing to experiment, and we've got to be comfortable with failure. Not comfortable in failure, but comfortable with failure. Because that's what those that are entrepreneurs, those are the leaders, you've got to be willing to fail. It's a part of the process. If anybody that stands up in front of you and tells you that they've never failed, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, run from them. Don't listen to them. They lying. And I'm quite sure Everyone that is successful has the receipts to show that they've failed. So be curious, be experimental, be willing to fail. Be comfortable with failure, not comfortable in failure. And then today, what I want to talk about today is decisiveness. Being decisive. You see something, you go after it, and you make a decision to move. Here's the thing that I was thinking about as I had a great walk this morning too, man. The music that I listened to this morning, DJ Vo, I definitely want to give him a shout out. He is on, if you're on TikTok, make sure you follow DJ Vo. He's a DJ, and he plays gospel music in the morning. He plays R&B and other music, during the day and stuff too, and at other times. But in the morning, his focus is gospel music, and he was just playing some phenomenal music this morning. He was playing all my favorites this morning. So my walk was great, but as I was walking, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about in this decisiveness thing. What does decisiveness have to do with being uncommon? How are we as leaders and entrepreneurs uncommon with our decisiveness? And here's what I thought about. Here's what got me thinking. Those that are uncommon and that are decisive, here's what they do. They know, and I'm put it in the realm and in the lens, through the lens of football. When you have a play on the offensive side, and I'm gonna come from the offensive side, not the defensive side, but when the play is called in the huddle, and the huddle breaks, the quarterback and the running back and the center, they are usually looking to see what the defense is doing. They know they have the play. So the first thing that they do is those that are decisive, they have a vision, they have a play that they know that they want to run. Or just like when you get into your car, you have a destination in mind. You know where it is that you want to go, right? You're getting in your car. Not most of us get in our car not knowing where we're going. You might do it sometime. I've never gotten in my car not knowing where I'm going. I always have a place to go when I'm getting in my car. So as they break the huddle, as the offense breaks the huddle, they have the play that they're going to be running. They know where it is that they're going to be running. They know the play that they're going to be running. So the first thing in being decisive is have your vision. Know your play. Know what play you're going to run. Know the play that you want to run. What's your vision for your business as an entrepreneur? What's your vision as a leader for those that you're leading? You can't go anywhere if you don't have vision. If you don't know what it is that you're trying to do. And I say this, if you're going to bring your vision to reality, you first have to have a vision. So the first part of being decisive is having a vision, having a plan, having a play. That's what you got to do first. If you don't have that, then you won't be successful. I've never seen a football team break the huddle on the offensive side and not know what play they're running, and not have a play to run. So in order to be decisive, you got to have a play. You've got to have a vision. That's the first thing you got to do. Have that vision in mind. Know where it is that you want to go. When you're getting in your car, know the destination of where you're going to. That's the first move of being uncommon. That's the first move of being decisive. Yeah, I promise you, any entrepreneur, any leader that has been successful, they'll tell you, in order for them to be decisive, them being decisive, they know where it is that they're going. They know exactly where they're going. The second thing is, number two, is in you know your play, you know your vision. The second thing is you got to do an assessment. You've got to do an assessment of the terrain of the industry that you're in. And that's what you see in football. You'll see when they break the huddle, they come to the line, the line of scrimmage. The quarterback does an assessment to see where the defense is. That's you as an entrepreneur, as a leader, understanding your industry. Do you understand your industry? Do an assessment of your business, do an assessment of your brand, but do an assessment of your industry. And even the competitors that you might have. You're your first competition, so you got to do an assessment of yourself. But those that are in your industry, what are they doing? What do they look like? You got to take a look. That's what they do. The running back does the same thing. The running back takes a look at what they call their keys. He's keying on certain people, certain defensive players doing certain things. If they're in certain positions, he does this. If they're in certain positions, he does that. So you got to do an assessment of your industry, of your brand, your industry, and the area the area that you are in. And even if you have to do an assessment of your location as a brand, where are you located? You need to do an overall assessment. Do an assessment of your brand, the industry that you're in, and your competition. And when you do that, you're able to understand and know what it is that you need to do. That's what I talked about last week about measure and adapt, right? In order for you to be able to measure and adapt, you've got to take a look around. Dig into your numbers. Dig into your industry. Dig into your competition. Take a look at them. I can see Barry Sanders right now in the backfield looking to see what the defenders are doing, what position they're in, so that he could understand, okay, the play that I'm running is telling me to go, that I need to go here. Know your assignment. Being decisive means that you understand and know exactly what you want to do. You know exactly what you need to do. As entrepreneurs and as leaders, that's what makes you uncommon. You know exactly where it is that you're going. You're decisive. You're making decisions decisively. You don't hesitate. And my dad used to say this all the time, him being a football coach. And that's why I use a lot of athletics, because I'm an athlete at heart, and I love sports. So I love the sports analogies. But one of the things that he used to teach his running backs, because he was a running back himself. But one of the things that he used to tell his running backs, that when you're supposed to go through a particular hole, whether it's the A gap, B gap, whatever the hole is, he used to tell them, don't tiptoe. Don't tiptoe through the hole. Be decisive. And as entrepreneurs and as leaders, being decisive means you know exactly where you want to go, and you're going to hit that hole quickly. You're not going to tiptoe through it. You're not going to hesitate. You're not going to be hesitant about doing it. You're going to go about it as if, hey, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly where I want to go. I know exactly where I need to be. And I'm going to do what I need to do in order to be able to get there. That's what being decisive is. So I want you on this greatness, Think Different Thursday. I told you, because being uncommon is about thinking different. You can let others, that be hesitant about what they're doing, and sit back and they can hem and haw and kind of, oh, is this the right time? Be decisive. Being uncommon means that you are decisive. Do an analysis and then make a decision. Be decisive about where you're going to go. Yeah, the results may not turn out all the time the way that you want them to. That's why you measure. That's why you adapt. But be decisive. Measure and adapt, but be decisive. Once you've gathered the information, be decisive. Today, what do you need to be decisive about? What is it that you've been hesitating about that you need to go ahead and be decisive about today? That's the homework. Greatness does not hesitate. Greatness is decisive. It's knowing and believing and what your instincts are telling you. If you ever listen to those that are great, whether it's athletes in music, in business, even in life in general, those that are successful are very decisive. Are you uncommon? How are you going to be uncommon today? How are you going to be decisive today in what you do? That contract that you've been thinking about making a call on, do it. That client that has been on the fence with you, yeah, give them a reason to go with you today. Say, hey, it's go time. We're here. We're gonna make you better. And here's how we're going to make you better. But you gotta decide today. Decide today to be great in everything that you do. Decide to be great. Be uncommon. Uncommon people, common entrepreneurs, common leaders, those that are just average, those that are just going along, aren't decisive. Allow that to be the challenge that you have today. What's going to separate you from the other entrepreneurs, from the other leaders, from the common folk, is being decisive. Be decisive today, y'all. Don't tiptoe. I want that ringing in your head today. Don't tiptoe. Don't tiptoe through the tulips. Tiptoeing is not for entrepreneurs. Tiptoeing is not for leaders, y'all. We don't do it. We don't tiptoe around here. We're very decisive. We're very straightforward in what we do. So that's number 2. So you've got to have a plan. You got to have a vision. You've got to do an assessment. You've got to do an analysis of your brand, the industry, your market, and your competition, those who are in the marketplace. And then here's number 3. Here's number 3, y'all, is you gotta execute. That's the one thing that my buddy and I, when we talk about football and we talk about the Ravens all the time. Y'all see my Ravens, yeah. They doing big things this year. Watch out. But when the quarterback comes to the line, when at the line of scrimmage and the linemen are all lined up, the running back, he's in his position, the receivers are in their position. He's done the assessment. Here's what has to happen next. He's got to run the play. They've got to run the play. The running back has got to run the play. The receivers have got to run the play. The linemen have got to run the play. You've got to execute. And executing is nothing more than knowing the assignment and going forward and doing the assignment. Understand the assignment or know the assignment and execute the assignment. The linemen have an assignment in it. They got to execute. They got to be decisive about. They have to be decisive about it. The quarterback knows the assignment of everybody, so he has to execute the assignment. The running backs have to know their assignment, what they're supposed to be doing. The receivers have to know their assignment. Know your assignment and execute it. Put into motion what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, it's been sitting on your desk way too long. That manuscript has been sitting up on your shelf way too long. That client that you've been wanting to go after has been out there way too long. But you don't get them unless you execute. You can't be uncommon and not execute. Yeah, let me say that again for you. You can't be uncommon and not execute. Being uncommon is about execution. Those entrepreneurs, those leaders that are uncommon, execute. They are decisive about their execution. Those that are great are decisive about their execution. They know exactly where it is that they want, what they want to do. They know exactly what they need to do, and they go about doing it. Y'all know I talk about Kobe Bryant all the time. I talk about Magic Johnson all the time. My bad. Irving Johnson. His goal was to be a billionaire, I'm sure. And he achieved that goal this past week, last week. And I promise you, he did exactly what I'm talking about today. He is uncommon. Irving Johnson is uncommon. He had a vision to be a billionaire. He had a plan. He had to do an assessment of the industries that he is a part of. He had to do an assessment of his brand. How was he going to get his brand from one position into the billionaire position? The club, the billionaire club. The B suite, not the C suite, the B suite. He done moved up to the B suite, y'all. The billionaire suite. But he didn't move there without having a vision, having a plan. He didn't move there without doing an assessment, understanding where he was as a business, as a brand, as a company, and where his competition was and what they were doing. And then number 3, he didn't get there without executing, without taking the plan that he had, without taking the vision that he had, and executing that vision. You got to execute it. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a leader, you got to. The decisiveness is in the execution. Yeah. The decisiveness is in the execution. The success is in the execution. The uncommon, being uncommon, is in the execution. So I want you to be uncommon today. I want you to be great today. But the only way that you be great is to be uncommon. Don't be like everybody else. Don't just go about the everyday, ordinary, mundane, mediocre day. That's not what greatness is. And you're great. That's what I got for y'all today. We are about being uncommon all week, y'all. Be uncommon. Keep that in your head. Be uncommon. Decisiveness is what makes being uncommon uncommon. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great, great day. Enjoy the outside today. Go get some fresh air. We'll talk to y'all soon.